We're back. So I have a new light. Hopefully I'm not backlit today. We'll see. I'll have to look later if I'm presentable for the camera. If not, oh well. I'm gonna try to make a couple of videos today. The first is a steak sandwich recipe from Gordon Ramsay. I love Gordon Ramsay. I've tried one or two of his recipes, but I've never videoed them, and I've never tried this one, which is a steak sandwich. And then I'm also going to make, from this book I talked about before, Eat What You Watch, the Viennese strudel. I made it once before, and it was really fantastic. You know, I always make my little modifications, and I'll tell you where I'm making them on this recipe. I'll tell you where I'm making, I think I'm just gonna have one or two modifications on this steak sandwich as well, but I'll let you know when I make them. I usually use New York strip for most of these, but I wanted to try filet. So this, it's a good cut theoretically. And this one, I really don't have to trim very much. There's just some of this like connective tissue that I don't want, so I'll take some of that off. And then I'll salt it and put it on the rack to let it air dry, like I did with my other video. And then we'll just come back with another step. But that'll be our way of seasoning and preparing the meat. Where's my knife? Do I have a knife? I do. So, taking off just these little connective tissue pieces. I don't know if it's fascia or what it is, but I don't want to eat it. I have a feeling my friends over here are going to like it, but this is already pretty lean. You know, I'm a little bit particular, so I'll probably cut this little piece of fat off too. And then we can just munch on these little extra pieces of meat by ourselves. So first I'll do this, then like I showed you before, salt all the sides very well, rub it in, and then we'll put it on my rack just to sit there and dry and season over a few hours before we actually make it. And we'll be back. We're back. So, can you see my friends down here? They're waiting for these little scrappies. You see? Look. See? I'm torturing them, aren't I? Yeah. Just gonna show you that. So we have a beautiful sear on here. I hope you can see it. Oh, you can see, and I'm searing the other side. This is a fillet, so it's thick. So I'm going to cook the sides and try to cook it so it's at least medium. My family doesn't like it any less than medium. And as those are getting close to being done, I'll replace them with the others, finish cooking, and then we'll finish the seasoning and put it all together. We're back. This is back with our steak sandwiches from Gordon Ramsay. There's stuff going on. I have my ciabatta bread toasted. I usually put olive oil. Steve used a little butter when he was doing his. So I'm going to start with the meat. We talked about the meat. It was salted, dried. I'm just putting some olive oil on the bottom. I put pepper on this side, and I'm just going to start searing.
She's gonna break a leg too.
There. Let me pepper the other side. It has already been salted, so it doesn't need any more. And I'm gonna leave it on there until there's a really good sear, and then flip it over. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have more of the meat. I still have a little more. I have some of it cooked. I'm off on the side cooling. As this is browning, what I'll probably do is add some of this sliced onion. This is a Vidalia onion. I don't know what Gordon used. I'm going to put a little more oil, keep it nice and juicy. Let that continue to cook. And I want this to sort of soften as this is cooking. Okay, this is continuing. The next step is what you often see in these steak recipes is some butter to melt. We have all that off. Maybe a little bit more off. Some butter to melt. Where's the wrapper? I don't want a wrapper in there. Here, okay. Some garlic, and this is actually just thyme. But I can put the rosemary in there too. A little sprig.
The
As it
Popovich
cooks,
was supposed to retire like 6
as
years
it
ago.
melts and
And he
cooks,
just signed a 5-year
you
deal.
baste the top of it.
Spurs.
Oops, that's the basting the butter.
That's
Just like
their
this.
coach. Him, Spoelstra, and Kerr are the 3 best in the league, easily.
So I'll continue to cook this for a minute.
He's down
As
there.
this little chunk of
think
butter
he's the
melts,
worst.
I'll continue to baste, and then I will actually put those in and baste those too. Next step is some of the sauce. So it's a little drizzle of, he's had soy. I have tamari, which is a little more concentrated. He did Worcestershire, which I have. That's his steak sauce for the steak sandwiches. And the one thing he didn't do, but I thought he did initially, and I thought it would be a great idea, is a little balsamic to give it a little sweetness.
A little.
A little. That's just a little.
Sand-driven.
Should call it an A and throw like a ton of it if it was vodka. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue to baste and continue to cook a little bit, and then we'll be back.
Oh yeah, Mac Jones was saying
So I took some of the meat out and I sliced it and put it back in the sauce, and I'm just letting it all finish cooking. Like I said, we don't like it quite as medium rare as everyone else does. So it's coming out beautifully. It looks moist, it looks well cooked, and as soon as I'm comfortable with this, we will turn it off and put our sandwiches together. Actually, I should tell you, part of the sauce, it was mayonnaise, wasabi, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and where's my spoon? Maybe a little bit of the sauce from here. I'm just gonna throw a little in. We're going to stir this, and this is gonna be essentially like the mayonnaise or the condiment for the sandwiches when we put them together. So the other things we're making for dinner are roasted corn on the cob and creamed spinach. Just about ready. We'll be right back. Ready to put together the first sandwich, which is for Ashley. And I will start off with a little bit of our little mayonnaise mixture that we put underneath. We talked
I
about.
saw that too.
It's just a flash from something. Still not sure how the camera works.
Aliens.
Okay. So I will take out some steak and some onion. She loves onion, so we're gonna have to make sure there's some onion. 3 pieces. This is nice. These are nice fat pieces. So let's put some onion, if I can find it.
Come on.
I can't find it. I didn't do the onion quite as well as Gordon did. And we'll take out our little spice. Now I want to put in some cheese. So this is that. There is, what was it? Havarti. And this is a little Gouda. And find a little piece. Make it more
Actually, come here. Actually,
Yes, it's just a few little sprigs of spinach.
Beautiful.
There's the sandwich. Now I'm going to give her a little bit more of the creamed spinach, and there is a corn on the cob if you want it. Okay,
No, corn was mine.
one done. Very good.
There's no problem.
So can you see the sandwich? I have creamed spinach and corn on the cob. The sandwich, I heard Brandon say magnificent. Ashley?
Steak
Magnificent.
is perfect, onions are perfect, it's all so good.
Excellent. I haven't tried it yet. 2 thumbs up so far.